Got a Pontiac that's running rough. Check your trouble codes here. All right, engine misfire detected. That's cool, but what cylinder is it? This is like a GM thing. Well, if you got a fancy scanner, you can identify that. We'll go to live data, and then over here there's a misfire. Boom. Misfire automatically pulls that data up, that live data. And we can see we're misfiring on cylinder 2. I've noticed it misfires a lot, and then it kind of slows down like this, where there's not a whole lot of misfires. Then another time it'll be dead. Dead as in constantly misfiring. I already swapped around wire 2 and 4 here, and on the coil 2 and 4. Just the easiest thing to do, eliminate that the wire's the problem. So do we got a coil that's going bad? Do we got a bad spark plug? Do we got bad compression? Do we got clogged fuel injector? Let's find out. Our next step is to inspect the spark plug, maybe do a swap with the spark plug or compression test there. We can also test the spark coming right out of here, but because it's coming and going worse and better, I'm gonna suspect spark plug. There we go. Now we're getting some high numbers. Building up fast now. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably a spark plug. Let's pull it out. Got the spark plugs out. The OE gap on these are 60 thousandths, and they're gapped to over 90 thousandths. Here's the one that was misfiring, and this one's actually at about 87 thousandths. The one that's worn out more is actually still firing. When I pulled out the cylinder 2, it was still wet. That shows me, yep, it was indeed misfiring. And look how nasty and old these look right here. I'm not surprised it's the spark plugs. That's what I thought it was. And yeah, they be worn. And the number 2 spark plug did not want to come out of there. I had to give it all I had and hope it didn't break. I honestly can't tell you how many times, hundreds, people have came up and said, Carl, I have a misfire. I changed my spark plugs, but it's still misfiring. And, you know, no hate on them. They're not mechanics. But it's like, you have to test everything before just doing. Obviously, if your plugs look like this, super overgapped, that's probably going to be the problem. But people will change plugs without testing wires, coils, injectors, compression. And nowadays with coil on plug, more times than not, with one misfire, it's like it's the coil a lot of times, and that's so easy with coil on plug. You just swap it to another cylinder and see if the misfire changes to the other cylinder. Super easy, easier than pulling a plug usually. And so that's what you do first. You always test, don't guess, right? So easiest thing to do was to swap the wires. Swap the wires, just click, 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 move them around. All right, wire is not the problem. And with it on my scanner, misfiring more after it warms up, it's usually going to be a coil or a spark plug, and more often a spark plug. And this coil, I mean, it's got 3 cylinders attached. Usually they don't go out on just one, but I've seen it a lot of times. It happens for sure. And it didn't look like there was any heating or cracking on the coil. That's a good sign right there. If you look at your coil and see, oh, there's a crack in it. It feels hot. It looks like it's been getting hot. Then I would go to the coil. But yeah, we found the problem. Test, don't guess, and you know, confirm. You could always swap these spark plugs over and be like, oh, the misfire moved to 4 instead of 2. That would have confirmed. But with how they look and the wetness on the plug, with spark coming out of the end of the spark plug wire, it's gonna be spark plugs. Thanks for watching.